All righty, I do want to welcome everybody to our training call. By the way, I didn't realize my lighting was so bad. I happen to be in Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania, back in the United States. Let's try that again. I didn't realize didn't have my mic up either. So try that one more time. So good morning to everybody. I want to welcome in our Facebook audience. I'm going to try to improve my lighting situation here. In fact, I might just try to reverse this real quick. There we go. There I am. All right. So back in the United States, Miss Jean and I landed late last night back in Pennsylvania. Of course, a long way from home. Our home is in California, but we are here in Reading visiting our son-in-law and our daughter. But we've been gone for the past, 2.5 weeks. I mean, what a whirlwind trip it's been from Paris to Rome to Madrid to Tenerife. And then obviously back here. I mean, countless meetings, countless leaders, countless people. I think we're even adding up that we're probably in the neighborhood of over 100 taxi rides between Uber and taxis and things of that nature. I mean, just, countless taxi rides going to this or going to that. And it's been an unbelievable trip. And so we're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight, just how many different people we saw. And the one thing that's always a reminder when you get to travel and meet people from different parts of the world is that, the more you travel, the more people you meet, the more you realize that people are inherently the same. I don't care what country they're from, what religion they practice, what language they speak, what they do for a living. Inherently, almost all people are identical. They want to have nice families. They want to protect their family. They want to obviously provide for their family. And most people, dream of traveling the world, which has been obviously a big part of the attraction to what we do as a company. The event in Paris was obviously our big event. We had over, almost 800 people at that particular event. And so that was obviously pretty incredible being there with, a huge number of our ambassadors, because we had, Danny Seguinall there. We had Ambassador Deborah Taylor there. We had Ambassador Ryan Vanderpool there. Obviously me and Gina were there. We had people that came in from Switzerland, Sonia, people that came in from Dubai, Sandra, people that came in from, everywhere. And so we had a huge chunk of our ambassadors there. Of course, then we turned around, we went to Madrid and we had Camila Peraza, our 2-star ambassador there in Latin America. And of course, he's got a team that's brewing. Karina's almost a 3-star, brand new leader, and Joseph that's doing some incredible things. In fact, the entire Latin America team, Hispanic market's just absolutely on fire right now. They keep growing and growing and growing. Giovanni, huge congratulations to you. His wife just went 2-star. He's now 7 away from 3-star, which he could get done. And to remind everybody that today is the 27th, and we have the triple bonuses today. And of course, that is going to end tomorrow. And so you want to obviously maximize every single moment of that opportunity with the triple bonus. And of course, a lot of people are using that bonus as an incentive to their guests to make it more affordable to come on board. And so if you're bringing somebody on with a platinum, normally you make $50. Well, right now you make $150. And so instead of it costing $299, you can rebate back somebody $150. They can get started for half price. Now, by the way, if you happen to have some rank, maybe you're a 2-star director. Well, now you're picking up the $10 2-star, the $10 1-star, and the $5 director code. Well, that's an additional $25. And so you say, look, I'll rebate you back $175. And so that you're joining for $125, you're almost getting to 70% off. I mean, so you're allowing them to join for almost 1/3 of the normal price. And again, you have that through the today and tomorrow, and every phone call matters, every text matters, every follow-up matters. Sometimes if you want to leave it all on the field, I can't even begin to tell you how many times it's that one extra phone call, that one extra follow-up, that one extra that, makes the difference. And you could go through 10, 20, 30 people, and it's that last one that like, man, you know what? Yeah, thank you so much for following up. I've been kind of thinking about this, and next thing you know, somebody gets started and they want to move forward and get going because of your persistency, your consistency, because you followed up. And so again, you have today, tomorrow to go out there and really make it count. But going back to the trip that we were on, I mean, obviously it was just incredible to meet so many amazing leaders, again, different languages, different parts of the world, but inherently everyone's speaking the exact same language, which is they want to travel the world for less. They want to travel the world better. They want to travel the world free, or travel the world for free. And see our company as obviously a completely unique vehicle because there's nothing out there in the marketplace today like us in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know if I could stress that one enough. We are completely unique. There is not one single company that you can point to that says, yes, you can join at the travel agent rate. Yes, you can earn points every single month that you can exchange for unbelievable vacations all over the world. Sometimes they're free, $0, 0 cents. Sometimes they're $99, like where I was at in Tenerife. We'll talk about that in a second. Sometimes they're $149, like where we were at in Rome. Sometimes they're $299, like where we were at in Paris, right? So some of them have a small fee, but virtually nothing. And some are actually free. There's nobody that does that. There's nobody who then says, hey, by the way, if you tell 3 other people how they can save big time money in travel, your membership costs you nothing. So now you're earning your points every single month that cost you nothing. And you can turn those points that cost you nothing in for vacations that cost you nothing or virtually nothing. And so there's not one company on the planet. No, you're just like, no, there's nobody that does what we're doing. We obviously almost doubled in size during the global pandemic. And that was a big part of the talk that I gave everywhere I went all over the world, which is that you have to understand that we are still at the very, very beginning. I understand that we're 10 years old. I understand that we're in 63 countries. I understand that we paid out millions of commissions all around the globe. But the truth is that you could take $10,000, go to any mall of any city of any country. Doesn't matter whether we're in Madrid, doesn't matter if we're in Barcelona or Rome or Paris or Tenerife, or if we happen to be anywhere. You could be in Tuscany, or you could be in Venice, or you could be in Germany, or you could be in Switzerland, or you could be in the United States at the Great Mall up in Minnesota. It doesn't matter what mall you're in. You can take 10,000 in this hand, a bullhorn in the other hand. I'll give you 10 grand right now if you can tell me what your volume is, and your money's completely safe. Most people have never, ever heard of us. But keep in mind, it took Starbucks 17 years to get to 16 stores. Okay, excuse me, I said that backwards. 16 years to get to 17 stores. It took them 16 years to get to 17 stores. And so we're not even 10 years old. And that's like saying, well, Starbucks, I missed the beginning. If I was here at the beginning, then I'd get excited. If I was here at the beginning and I had 5 stores like Danny Seguinal, or if I had a store going like Dean Harvey, or if I had 2 stores like Daryl Maria, then I get excited, but I already missed the opportunity. You're like, no. I mean, they had 17 stores. I mean, now they got 55,000 stores. All of the real growth was ahead of them. And that's where we sit today. It took the company 8 years to figure out the secret sauce, just like it took Starbucks, 16 years to figure out the secret sauce. It took McDonald's 19 years to figure out the secret sauce. If you don't know the story of McDonald's, they had a failed drive-in movie theater on the East Coast, came to the West Coast, California, had a failed hot dog stand, made it a drive-in barbecue, that failed, said, hey, let's focus on hamburgers. And 19 years after the original failed hot dog stand, they had their first franchise. And so it took them 19 years to get to the place where they were ready for growth. It took our company 8 years. Now, how do I know that we have the secret sauce? Because we just doubled in size during a global pandemic. When you have a offer that's so attractive, so sexy that even the pandemic does not slow it down, that's when you know you've got the secret sauce. Don't know what you're putting on the chicken, but they're lining up to get it. All right. And that's where we sit today. We got the secret sauce, and all the real growth is still ahead of us. And we're just now beginning to accumulate the beginnings of that leadership of our company. And again, the top 50 income earners, the top 100 income earners haven't even heard about our company yet. We were at the very genesis, the very commencement. By the way, I made this mistake before. I ate a couple of peanuts before I got on here, and the peanuts, if you're not careful, will suddenly go down like you inhaled the peanut, and then it causes you to gag. So if I start gagging, I'm not dying. It's Planters peanuts. That's the undoing. All right. So anyway, so the real growth is still ahead of us, just getting ready to go. Now, I got Ambassador Ryan Vanderpool, who just hopped on here on camera wearing his Rams outfit, got the Rams hat, Rams shirt. Ryan was in Paris, France with us, came back, and he's been in Las Vegas, Nevada the last handful of days. And so, Ryan, obviously from your perspective, from the trip, everything that's happening with your team, because your team is blowing up, by the way. You got some brand new team in Australia getting ready to fire up. I know that's exciting. We got some more calls today for some people. Tatiana's got more leaders coming in from Peru. You got more leaders coming in from Russia, by the way. Your team in Russia is obviously on fire. I don't know that they're all in Russia, but they speak Russian. Yulia, by the way, is 1 star and on her verge, almost becoming a 2-star. Solomita is almost becoming a 2-star. and Tatiana is just a few away from 3-star. And so congratulations to you, to that team, to all the excitement, all the growth. But since you hopped on camera here, buddy, I want to turn it over to you real quick.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Todd, you can hear me okay? Everything good right now?
Yeah, you sound great. You look great, sound great.
Outstanding. Well, I knew I needed to hop on in case you needed to get some more water and all that stuff.
Started choking. Yeah.
I wanted to make sure you had
appreciate
a little
that.
backup for a minute here while you got it together there. But, as I'm driving along and you're talking about your trip, and I'm thinking back over the last, well, let's say over the last 45 days, let alone what's about ready to go down in the next 30 days. Our life and our lifestyle of travel, I never could have imagined it. I couldn't have imagined that, let's see, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago now, maybe we're in New Orleans. Then we get back in town. The next thing I know, we're on our way to France. I am on the road coming back from Las Vegas right now, where we got to hang out for 4 days with our travel buddies, the Marises. And it's incredible. And then we get home, and Todd, I think it's in 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, we got on a plane and we're going to be in Cancun.
Yeah.
I couldn't have imagined it. I never would have imagined it until September a year ago when we were in Cancun, and that trip changed my life, travel-wise, financially. The future looks brighter than ever. I think we'll make it through winter this year, and it's been amazing, let alone what's going on with the team. And, it's one thing, all the great travel and enjoying yourself and your life and your family and your friends and going places. But then you look around and you say to yourself, how on earth is it possible that we can be having so much fun, and yet our team is just growing and growing and growing, and the income is growing and growing and growing? What happened? I don't know what happened. All I can say is thank you, Todd, for having patience in me, number one. But number two, as I ask myself that question, the next question the next thing that comes out of my mouth is, of course it's happening, because it's the greatest industry in the world. More money is produced than any industry in the whole entire world. People love to travel. And oh, by the way, if you could show me how to travel for free or pennies on the dollar, I want to know more. It's a great moment in the company's career, in our family, anybody that's with us. I can't even imagine what the next 12, 24, 36 months are going to be of our lives, because every time I turn around, something else incredible is going down.
Well, you hit a key point there, Ryan, because for you, this whole journey began last November when you went on the trip to Cancun. And that was the thing that was the aha moment. That was the moment of, being at a big event like that was the breakthrough. So again, guys, I can never stress enough, getting people to world tours, getting people to big events. You're going to see the company continue to have trainings attached to the world tours. Every 90 days, there's going to be some kind of an event happening where there's a training attached, that even if they're not in the company, even if they don't have points, they don't have to come to the world tour, but they can come to the training. They can hear Thomas Flowers. They can hear, Pastor Deborah Taylor, right? They can hear Dr. Phyllis Terry. They can hear Taylor Maria Roberts. They can hear all the incredible stories from every single one of you, Kayla Young, and on and on and on. Obviously, Tanya Evans and you, Ryan, and, Pastor Mel Keys and Apostle Daniel Wilson. I'm just trying to run through my head some of the people that spoke at our last event. Again, it was unbelievable that one we did in New Orleans, which is kind of funny. It seems so long ago, but it was just a handful of weeks ago. That's just because we've been in so many different places since then. And I told the story, by the way, in Madrid about how we, obviously we were in New Orleans, and we, came home, washed our clothes, hopped on a plane, we came to France. Then we went to Rome. And of course, now we're in Madrid. When we're done here, we're going to go to Tenerife. Then we're going to Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at this moment. Then we go home, we wash our clothes. Then we're going to Reno, Nevada, come home, wash our clothes. We're going to Cancun, come home, wash our clothes, go to Dubai, come home, wash our clothes. Then we're going to Hawaii. And of course, there was a gentleman by the name of Jose Luis. He's been in the industry for a long time and a true veteran of the space. Well, I never knew that his spouse was not the biggest supporter of his endeavors. And of course, Jose was our first leader in the entire country of Spain. He was the first one. He was the guy that said, hey, I'm going to put this on the map. He was our first 2-star director ever there. All of Spain is below him. And after the event was done, after I just happened to share that little story, me and Gene in front of the room, his wife looked at him and said, I want that to be our life. And I want to start building this thing with you. She went from being opposed to all of his ventures he's ever done to she wants to build it with him and wants to travel the world, go home, wash our clothes, travel the world. And then she told him, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And he starts just crying, right? And you can see the tears of emotion, the breakthrough that took place. I mean, not just for you when you went to Cancun, but now for his family. I mean, just to have his partner, his life partner, his best friend, his wife on board and supportive, and hey, man, what can we do together and travel the world together, and where can we explore? And guys, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's all about helping people become a better version of themselves. It's all about the personal development, the growth. It's all about traveling and meeting people. But I mean, again, it's about, helping people become successful. And you just never know what story that's going to get told that's going to impact people, or, what's going to be that aha moment like it was for Ryan, or for people who were in New Orleans. I mean, again, all you can do is plug people in. We go out, we build, we plug people into events, we come back, we build, and we build toward the next event.
You know what, Todd? Todd, as you're grabbing a glass of water, I'm going to jump in because it's the little things I forget. By the way, I forget about Dubai. Like, I was not an ambassador, so I'm not thinking about ambassador trips. I forgot about the all expense paid Dubai trip coming up as well.
Pay for your
so
airfare,
incredible.
Everything.
Yeah. But then as you're talking, I forget about last year. Corey and Kylie get to come with us. So my middle son, and his gal ended up coming with us and experiencing a trip. I don't know, less than 2 months ago, Courtney goes on a trip, 10 days to Greece and on a world tour and all of that stuff. And then, of course, my son and his fiance, Casey and Kelly, will be on their way in less than a month to Cancun with us. So it's amazing how you not only are touching people across the world, but you have the ability to touch your family as well and create memories that are lasting forever. So that's on top of everything else. And I forgot to mention that earlier, Todd, because I know you've done the same thing and you're about ready to do world tours around the world with your family again coming up here in the next handful of months or within this next year. So that's also way important as well, that, the memories and lifetime memories you get to create with your family, thanks to the company.
Yeah, unequivocally. I mean, the fact that you get to bring your family, and again, one of the big secrets, have multiple memberships. Have a membership for you, a membership for your significant other, your spouse. You have 2 memberships. You get 3, all your points are free. They get 3, all their points are free. Now you're going on twice as many trips. Or then eventually you can do what Ryan did. All of his kids have a membership. All of ours have a membership. All of Daryl's have a membership. I mean, all of, Pastor Deborah Taylor's, everyone she knows has a membership. You look at the Davis family. The entire Davis family has a membership. 23 of them, went to Punta Cana for a family reunion. Again, so this can become a family thing where you're going, you're building bonds like you can't imagine. You're having experiences you can't imagine. I'll never forget Mike Oliver's granddaughter, who was in Paris with us, and she's only 14, I think 14, somewhere in that neighborhood. And she just went on and on and on. She must have thanked Mike no less than 27 times about Papa. This is so incredible. Thank you so much for bringing me here. She had been fascinated with Paris, fascinated with France. I said, Mike, you just created a memory that her grandchildren are going to hear about. So here you are, her grandpa, and she's just a kid, not even, or just barely in high school. And at some point, she's going to be a grandparent, and her grandkids are going to hear about this trip you took her on. You can create those kind of experiences. Legacy, lasting. Something that's truly, truly, truly impactful. But going back to the trainings that are attached to the world tour. So we had the training that we did in Paris. We had the training that we did in Madrid. We had the training that we did in Tenerife. We had the training that we did in New Orleans. We're going to have the training in Cancun. And I believe there's going to be a training in Hawaii as well now. And so you're going to see, moving into the future, multiple events every 90 days. There'll be a new event with the training attached. And it's you coming back, recruiting as hard as you can, helping your team recruit, helping their team recruit, helping their team recruit, and then getting as many of those people as you can to that event. And when you get them to the event, this is where, again, there's countless breakthroughs. It was a breakthrough for Ryan. And Ryan's not new to the industry. Ryan has made over $1 million in this industry, and yet he had a breakthrough. Imagine someone that's never been in the industry. Imagine someone that's never done it. You get into an event like this, this is where they have these aha moments and they come back, and you'll see families like Jose Luis, where he's been in the industry for a long, long time. I never knew 28 years later, Ryan, of being in the industry, and his own spouse was never on board. His own spouse never liked it. And now she wants to go build it with him and said, I'm proud of you. I mean, that's the kind of breakthrough I'm talking about. That can happen when you bring people to a big event. And so one of the methods of moving forward of how you're going to really build your business is getting people plugged into those events. And again, not to mention when you go on the world tours like Ryan and his entire family have done, it just builds your belief. So some of you may not have seen the video yet. I put it up on my Facebook page this morning. In fact, let me do this, Ryan. I'm actually going to grab the video and play it. So go ahead and say a few words. I'm going to grab this video.
Yeah, while you're grabbing it as well, for those that are new in the business, you're like, well, I've only been here a couple of weeks or a month or two, and I've not gotten to experience the trip or an event yet. Don't forget that everybody in this company has a story. And although you might not have a story as of yet, it's not very hard to go find one of Todd's videos as he walks into a new hotel and he does the whole view of the hotel and he goes out on the balcony and he shows the pool and the oceans. I mean, there is story after story after story of people that are out there having incredible vacations that are literally free, if not a couple of $100 because they're all inclusive or whatever. Those stories are out there because they could be your stories as well. Let's do it. I think you're there, Todd. Are you close?
I'm very close. I forgot to click
Okay.
on include the sound. Now I included the sound. Let's stretch this up here, stretch this down here. Click on this, we go full screen.
You got some lines in it. You see that, Todd?
Yeah, that's the door opening.
No. Across the middle of it, I see a gray line right there,
Yeah,
and down.
Yes, you know what that is? That's the menu bar for.
Oh yeah.
For Zoom. They unfortunately.
Zoom.
Okay, so here we go. So here's
There
a
you
video.
go. You got it.
So this was I just left Tenerife yesterday. I was in Tenerife, Spain. For those of you who don't know where that's at, I'm actually going to describe it in the video. So I'm going to get the video to hit play. All right, me and Miss Gina continue our world tour. We started off in Paris, France. Then we went to Rome, spent the last 5 days in Madrid, Spain. And we've now just arrived in the Canary Islands. Now, the Canary Islands are owned by Spain. They are the rugged volcanic isles off the coast of northern Africa. Here they have both the white sands and the black sands because of the volcanic ash. Now here's Miss Gina drinking champagne, and here is the ocean view. Now we are at Tenerife, the largest island of the Canary Islands, and we had a world tour here just recently. You could have come here after trading in your platinum points for 5 days, breakfast and dinner included for just $99. And you'd have this exact same view I'm looking at right this very moment. And oh, by the way, if you tell 3 other people about our membership, tell 3 other people how they can save big time money on travel, you get to earn your platinum points at no cost to you every single month, which means you now get to come here for virtually nothing. If you've never been to the Canary Islands, if you've never been to Tenerife, you got to put it on your list. All right, so that's the video that I just shot from a couple of days ago when we were there in the Canary Islands. And as Ryan was mentioning, you don't have to go to the Canary Islands. You just have to go to my Facebook page, grab the video and forward it to whatever prospect you want to talk to, or I can actually send it to you in Messenger. So you can just actually send a direct message to somebody. But you can borrow other people's stories. Pastor Deborah Taylor was just in Venice. She has all kinds of pictures from Venice. Our CEO and founder, David Hart's in Venice right now. By the way, before I was in Tenerife, I was in Madrid. I shot a bunch of videos from Madrid, which you can borrow. Before that, I was in Rome, and we have a world tour in Rome for $149. You could be in Rome 5 days, breakfast included. And it's one thing just to say that. It's another thing when you actually watching a video on the Colosseum. And I shot a 1-minute video from the Colosseum. It was built in the year 100 AD. For 500 years, they did the games in the Colosseum. 500 years of death on these very floors. And you're actually looking at it. And you can see the substructure. This is where they housed all the gladiators and all the various beasts they would bring in from around the world. And the 50,000 people there at the Colosseum never saw the substructure. So you're literally watching on camera, the video I shot, you're seeing something that the 50,000 people that went to the games never saw, because you're seeing down below the actual floor where they had all the gladiators fighting. And then, of course, I showed the floor that came all the way across and covered that substructure. But, you know, it's a 1-minute video where, again, for $149, you could be in Rome for 5 days. And this is just one of the many attractions. Don't forget about the Pantheon. It's 2,000 years old, 2,000-year-old church. Don't forget about the Vatican. We actually watched the sunset go over the Vatican. Don't forget about the Spanish Steps. Don't forget about the Aquafor, the big famous water fountain they have there. You can go out to Tuscany, which we did. Now, we went to a town called Montepulciano, saw a church that was built 500 years BC, Ryan. 500 years even before Christ. It was 2,500 years old. It was a temple back before Christ that eventually became a Christian church. But the entire town is medieval. In fact, they shot a big part of the movie Twilight. If you know the movie Twilight, they shot a lot of the movie there. A lot of movies have been shot there because the streets look today the way they look back in 600 AD, 1000 AD, 1400 AD. That when you see the arches, they're not arched like this. They go like this and they go up. That means they're medieval. Didn't know that when from the tour person, right? But I mean, you could go have these kinds of experiences for $149. I mean, that is our product. I mean, and you can borrow the videos. You can borrow other people's stories. You can borrow Ryan's videos. You can borrow Pastor Mel's videos. You can borrow Alicia Davis's videos. You can borrow Kayla Young's videos. You can borrow Pastor Mel's videos. You can borrow Mahmuda's story. You can borrow Renithia's story. You can borrow Thomas Flower's story. And you just go out and share those stories. We're simply looking for people who are looking. We're looking for people who want to travel. They want to travel for less. They want to travel better. They want to travel for free. And they want to show other people how they can make some incredible money doing what we're doing. Well, let me go about the Canary Islands for a moment, Ryan. And the Canary Islands, it reminds you of Hawaii, because they're the rugged volcanic isles. They have a couple of volcanoes there that are still somewhat active. Obviously, the islands were built on all of that lava that settled and kind of created landmass, if you will. You can see the islands from when you're there. You go, oh, that's the other island over there. You can actually see the island from the island. And oh yeah, it's right there. Hey, wave to the people over that island. And so you're there in the Canary Islands. The breeze is just amazing. In Tenerife, there's 2 million people. Now, Ryan, I want you to guess the average income of the 2 million people in Tenerife.
Well, I can't guess because you and I talked about it. If I'm not mistaken, you said $4,000.
Actually, it's $1,000 a month.
Oh, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, $1,000 a month.
It's $1,000.
Wow.
It's $1,000 a month. And if you have, mom and dad, or if you're living with somebody, then you have $2,000 between the two of you per month. So when you look at our company, when I'm there in Tenerife, and I ask people, because I'm doing the presentation, and I showed how quickly you could become a 1-star director, 8 on the left, 8 on the right, and you're making an extra $500 to $700 a month. I mean, does that make a difference to anybody here in Tenerife? You could have heard a pin drop. Anybody that might make a difference? How about when your 8 people get a couple of people each? You got 25 on the left, 25 on the right. You're a 2-star director, like Miss Ronithia, by the way. And so you're a 2-star director, and you got that shiny ring on your finger. You're making $2,000 per month. Would that make a difference to anybody here in Tenerife? Anybody? I mean, that's twice as much money as the average worker there even makes. You just literally double the household income from $2,000 a month. That's both mom and dad working, to now $4,000 per month. I mean, this is life-changing stuff all over the world. I mean, you're talking about doubling their income, changing lives at the 2-star director position, even here in America, where the average household income is $65,000 per year, an extra $24,000 a year. That's a 33% increase in their pay. That's life-changing even here in America. But other places around the world, I mean, you have no idea how that money can impact people. And so we've got something unbelievably special, something that's received, I don't care what country that you're in, and we're still here at the very, very, very beginning. Now, part of what I want to cover today is the fact that don't be surprised that when you go out there and your message is not well received, because that's always been the great mystery of life. I mean, you can go out and ask 100 people today, Ryan, would you like to lose some weight? And out of 100 people, 97 will say, man, not only would I like to lose some weight, I really need to lose some weight. Now, out of those 97 that said I need to lose some weight, how many are going to go join the gym today or tomorrow? or next week or next month? How many are going to go home and say, maybe I should start eating some salads? How many are going to sign up for any kind of a class in any way, shape, or form to do something about the very thing that they not only want to do, but something they say, man, I really need to do? And we all know that the answer is that about 20% are open. And of the 20% that are open, a handful of them will follow through and make it happen. Those are just the numbers. It's not because of you. It's not because of me. It's just human nature. The same is true when it comes to making money. You could ask 100 people today, would you like to make some money? And out of 100 people, 97 something, man, not only do I want to make some money, Ryan, I really need to make some money. And out of those 100 people, right, or out of those 97 that said yes, you can say, you know what, we got a couple of multi-millionaires coming on our Zoom this week. Okay, we have Zooms on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Man, I want to get you on so you can learn some things about making money. Man, I got a lot going on. You can't even get them on a free webinar, a free Zoom that they could be doing at home in their underwear, right? They could be in their underwear and they got too much going on. So again, when you're facing that kind of reality, that most people, even though I really want to make some money, I really need to make some money, you can still only get 20% to be remotely open. And of the 20% that are open, some will join, some will take it seriously, and you start to get a disparaging number of results. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't go out and succeed big time, because you only need one in your left and one in your right. But understand that you may have to go through a lot of people to find that person who's willing to do whatever it takes for however long it takes. And that's how your income becomes permanent. So you see, we got Mr. Danny Bling Seguin, the guy who's been on vacation for something like 9 months this year. He just made it back home. The guy's been on vacation 9 months, but we'll come back to that in a moment. But if you got Danny Bling in your right leg, and it doesn't matter what you tell Danny, you cannot get him to quit. Danny, it's a bad idea. Danny, you don't understand. I don't think this is a good thing. Danny, customer service is horrible. Danny, I could tell Danny anything I wanted to tell Danny. And Danny's like, Todd, look, I don't care what you do, right? All I know is I'm traveling the world for free. My income keeps going up. I'm making a multiple six-figure income. I got people below me making a multiple six-figure income. They're traveling the world. They're traveling the world for free. You can do what you want, buddy. I am not quitting no matter what you say. So if I got Danny in one leg and I got Ryan and Camila Peraza and Jose Luis and Mabel and all the other great leaders and Karina and the other leg, and I can't get them to quit no matter what I say. I try, no matter how hard I try, I cannot get them to quit. That's when, by definition, your income becomes permanent. Someone in your right leg, someone in your left leg, they won't quit no matter what you say. That means you can now go sit on an island, drink out of a coconut, and the money just keeps showing up. The challenge is you have to go through lots and lots and lots of people to find that person on the right, that person on the left. Now, by the way, me and Ryan both know some people that won, for the lack of a better expression, the binary lotto, meaning that they happen to find two people right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, man, I got Danny on my left, I got Ryan on my right. I mean, we know Steve Wynn shuffle. He got Dave Robbins on his right, Preston Blair on his left. The guy only sponsored 6 people, had 2 of the biggest leaders in the entire company. This is a different company way back when, but he only sponsored 6 people, and he had 2 of the biggest leaders. Danny, you and I both know some people from Eric and Flora that were same thing out of the gate. I mean, just boom, boom. I mean, first 2 hands of poker they ever play, and they get 2 royal flushes right out of the gate. Like, that's never happened before, but it does happen. Some of you can get lucky. I'm not saying that can't happen, but I want you to mentally know that you may have to go through a lot of people to find those people like me, like Danny, like Ryan, like Daryl, like Maria, like Pastor Deborah Taylor and Mel Keys and Kendra and Thomas Flowers and Dr. Phyllis Terry and Runithia and Tanya Evans and all the other great leaders that we have in France and all the other great leaders we have in Latin America and all the other great leaders we have in Spain and all the other great leaders we have in the Philippines and all over the world. You can find those people, but you may have to go through a lot of people and understand that that's not about you. It's not about me. It's not the company video. It's not that, man, Todd, that video you just showed me of that trip you took in Tenerife, it was $99, breakfast and dinner included. And don't get me wrong, I really dug the inch. I didn't even show you guys the walk-in closet. There's a whole walk-in closet there with French doors. I didn't even show you the bathroom where there's a huge jacuzzi tub separate shower, separate bathroom. I didn't even show you the private vanity that my wife had to do her makeup, right? I mean, I kind of went to the ocean view, right? And so, but you saw the little veil around the bed, you saw the living room and the stairs that go down. There's a mini bar in there, by the way. The big whole TV thing opened up. There's all these lighting effects. At night, we had this unbelievable view, not just of the ocean, but all the hills that go up the side of the mountain. And I know this, there's some of you thinking, yeah, Todd, that's all good. But 99, if it was 89, then I would do it. But at 99, I don't see it, right? You're going to have some people like that, right? They're not going to do it. But if you just keep sorting through people, you will in fact find those people that are out there. So your job is to say less to more people. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And that's the secret. I tell people that the big lie in network marketing is not that you can make big money. You can make huge money in this industry. The big lie in network marketing is not that you can have time freedom, because you can. It is the most, Danny said when I was on vacation 9 months, that there's no more greater time freedom than, the guy has been gone 9 months. In fact, some people make the mistake of calling this a home-based business. If this were a home-based business, Danny would be broke. But last time I checked, his check went up. This is not a home-based business. This is a phone-based business. Anywhere Danny is, his phone works. He's been to the Maldives. He's been to Bali. He's been to Thailand. He's been to the UK. He's been to Cabo. He's been to California. He's been to Punta Cana. He's been to Canada. He's been to Paris. He's been to, I'm running out of countries here. And he's been to all those places this year. Every one of them just this year, right? So he's got time freedom. He can do what he wants, when he wants, with whom he wants, anytime he wants. The big lie is how many people you have to go through to find those people who are willing to do whatever it takes for however long it takes. That's not hard. It's easy to do. It's easy to ask 3-5 people a day to watch a video. It's easy to have them go take a look, right? But you have to be willing to do it consistently daily and then do it long enough. If you take a penny and you double it every single day, and you do that for 31 days, at the end of 31 days, you have $10 million, right? If you've never done it on paper, you got to do it. Just, day one, you got 2 pennies. You can take the penny and double it every day. So day 1, 2 pennies. Day 2, 4 pennies, 8 pennies, 16 pennies, 32 pennies, 64 pennies, $1.28, $2.56, $5.12, $10.24, $20.48, $40.96, right? All the way up. You keep going, right? By the time you get to day 31, like, holy crap, $10 million. Here's the trick. When you are halfway to 10 million, you're halfway. Day 15, you're halfway. You've only got $300. And you think, Todd, it isn't working. It isn't working. And people quit. And they make that mistake all the time. You're halfway to 10 million, but you feel like it's not working because you only got $300, but you didn't realize you were halfway to 10 million. And that's where a lot of you sit today. You're already halfway. Sometimes there's a learning curve, how to talk to people, how to not say too much to people, how to learn how to do 3-way calls. It's not about you. It's about you getting them on the phone with somebody else. Your only job is to say, hey, would you be open? Once they say yes, watch a video, talk to Danny. Anything else, reduce your income. Hey, would you be open? Yes. Watch a video, talk to Danny. Would you be open? Yes. Watch a video, talk to Ryan. Would you be open? Yes. Watch a video, talk to Thomas Flowers. Watch a video, talk to Renithia. Watch a video, talk to Tanya. Watch a video and talk to Judy Cunningham. Watch a video and talk to Pastor Mel. Talk to Pastor Deborah. Talk to anybody other than yourself. So simple that it's hard. You can do this anywhere and everywhere. In fact, we were sitting there in Tenerife. Danny, I'm going to take the call to you here in 2 seconds. We're sitting there in Tenerife, and we're at breakfast. And we barely sit down. There's a table right to the right of us, and there's these 2 sisters. And next thing you know, we're speaking English, they're speaking English, right? And they look at us and they say hi, we say hi. And they bring up Newark. I said, really? I go, well, actually, we're flying into Newark tomorrow. She's like, well, that's where we live. And then we're like, oh, we're on the same flight. Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? Have you ever been to Tenerife? No. So we're barely talking. I'm sitting there, eating my pancakes, got my eggs going, got my sausage, my bacon. They're bringing me hot tea. Miss Gina's drinking champagne. We got the ocean view, right? Just chit chatting, right? And the one lady says, oh my gosh, if I could travel like you, that'd be my dream. In fact, my dream job would be a travel agent. Really? Good to know. I mean, guys, I'm not pitching her. I'm eating pancakes. I'm eating pancakes. And she's telling me her dream job would be to do what Danny's doing. Her dream job would be to do what Ryan's doing. Her dream job would be to do what I'm doing, right? This stuff is not hard. Just talk to people, right? Just have a conversation. Now, you'll meet some people. You like to travel? Nope. Wouldn't want to leave the city? Too many of them? Nope. Want to make some money? Nope. These are not the droids you're looking for. We don't need everybody. You're looking for people who are looking. But since we have him here, I got the #1 income earner in all of the Maldives, all of Cabo, Mexico, all of Canada, all of Thailand, all of Malta. Where else were you at? What was that? What was that town you landed in that one time?
Bahrain?
That's the one.
No. Yeah. No. Yesterday, funny thing is, I called it Friday Gratitude because if it wasn't for this business, I wouldn't have gone to any of these places, like none, right? So Gratitude Friday for Trevorium for enabling me to go to all these places in this year alone, for sure.
Well, and obviously, Danny, you and I both have to be. I mean, gratitude. I don't even know where to start because think about how our lives would be if it wasn't for Trevorium. I mean, you'd still be working at the hospital.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, it's funny for those of you who don't know, automation continues to displace people. So Danny's at the hospital and he's got this great story about the guy that when they say code blue, right? Then everyone comes running. Of course, they're going to be doing like CPR and mouth to mouth. They have a machine that does that now. The code blue guy got canned. How can you be the code blue guy and get canned? I'm the code blue guy. You can't can the blue. They can the code blue guy. If the code blue guy is not safe, trust me, you're not safe. And some people don't even realize that yet. But I mean, your dad used to be at the hospital waiting to get canned.
Yeah. No, I saw the machine. I'm like, what's that? And it looked like this spider thing they just put on your chest and they go, doo, 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 doo. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. If, like you said, if the blue coat guy gets canned, that is it. That's it, man. Game over. Actually, even at the airport, I was watching like some airports in Thailand, they have these robots just running, going around, just doing the carpet, right? So they just cut the staff. The cleaning staff is being cut one by one. But you know what? Thanks to Trevor, I want to hit back on what you just said because last night I was with my cousin. I'm with family. I'm with blood. And he sees me traveling. He sees me making money. And he's like, I'm like, listen, $50 a month. Just take the small package, bro. Just $50 a month. You're in business. We work together. I will help you. I will coach you. I'll do everything. I'll do 99% of the work. You do 1%. Your 1% is peak and pass. And you plug me in. And that's it. Don't talk. Don't explain. He's like, yeah, but that's $50. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, tell me something. Right? Tell me something that costs less than $50 that could make you $1 million. Name me any business that costs less, and I'll give you the money myself. He's like, I'm like, exactly. There's nothing better than what I'm offering you right now. He's like, yeah, but you know what? I'll do it, just not right now. I said, well, when? He said, well, I got to take care of my bills. I got to pay some stuff. I'm like, that is the reason why you need to do this. The reason you're saying you don't have money, you have bills to pay. Well, exactly. I'm going to show you how you get rid of those bills faster. He's like, yeah, well, hold on, I'm not ready yet. There's some things I need to take care of. I go, there's nothing. You don't even guarantee you'll wake up tomorrow. And that's when he said, oh, why are you going to be like that? I'm like, well, it's true. You don't even know if tomorrow you'll wake up and you'll have air and oxygen. You don't even know that. So why are you going to put tomorrow what you could do today? Like, I know. So he was still kind of like thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? No problem. I drop him off at his house. And then he tells me how every month he wastes $60 a month on just random stuff. I'm like, didn't you say you didn't have 50? He's like, oh, snap. You didn't even remember telling me that you didn't have the 50, right? He goes, oh, every month I waste $60 on just random stuff, pizza and just stuff. I'm like, listen, you don't understand. And he's telling me, oh, my girlfriend is bored at home. She has nothing to do. I'm like, hello. Give her something to do. Like you and her work together and build this business. But people, it doesn't like right now I'm talking about family. And Tal, you were just mentioning about people that we meet every day that they look like they need money. We want to give them an opportunity to say, oh no, it's okay, not now. Right? Oh no, I can't do this. But you can tell that they need the money. So when you have friends and family that see you right? And you just mentioned that like there's no one out there that can recruit me. Well, that belief, that conviction comes when you stick long enough, right? When you stick long enough, that conviction, because maybe that conviction wasn't there for me day one, but today no one can recruit me. But you have to be in the business long enough. You have to travel and be product of the product. I mean, once you go to Thailand for $1, how can you get any cheaper than that? When you start going to Tenerife like you just did, I just spoke to David. He's in Venice right now. He's like, oh, that was on my bucket list. I decided to stay an extra week. When you start traveling, how can you get rid of this service? You can't. You just can't. And then now we pay you for it too. We actually pay you to do the things that you want to do. You know what? It's okay. We'll find people that say no, but you have to spend the less time. And the third point that you just mentioned, you got to be coachable, right? That's another thing that I told my cousin. My cousin's like, well, I need to understand. I go, understand what? You want to explain the sand and the beach and the sun? Because no, you know how the whole thing works. I said, the whole thing is just vacation. There's nothing to explain. Your job, and I'll give you guys this point for you guys to apply this in the real field, okay? Your job, your task, okay? Have anybody been to a restaurant? If you've been to a restaurant before, anytime in your life, right? If you've been to a restaurant, raise your hand, put in the chat restaurant, okay? Because maybe you've never been to a restaurant. So just in case you have been, when you walk into a restaurant, there's a thing called a hostess, okay? Her job, her whole entire day, her shift is to simply ask you how many in your party and brings you to your seat and gives you the menu. Yes or no? Put in the chat. Yes or no? A hostess at a restaurant, her job is to smile, ask you how many in your party, bring you to your table, and give you the menu. She was hired to do that one specific thing. Even though she knows what's inside the menu, even though she knows exactly, what type of broccoli they put in the salad, even though she knows the pricing, her job is to smile, how many in your party, and sit you down with the menu, and that's it, right? You can't ask her for nothing else. You can't say, oh, can you take my order? She'll say, no, I can't. I can't take your order. That's not my job. I smile. How many in your party? I sat you down. It's exactly what we're doing, right? You ask someone, do you want to make money, right? How many in your party? how many do you want to make money? Okay, then you sit them down, you give them the menu. That's a video. That's the video you give them. And then you say someone will be right there to answer their question, right? To take their order. That's when we come in. That's when Todd comes in, Ryan comes in, I come in, and we say, hey, did you look at the menu? Okay, do you have any questions? I mean, I don't know, Todd, what do you think? That's the best analogy I could come up with. So I told my cousin, your job is the waitress. That's it. You don't need to know nothing else. Let me do the rest. He's like, man, now that you broke it down like that, okay, it makes sense. I said, once you get used to it, then you'll be promoted to the waiter. But you're not a waiter yet. Right now, you're just the hostess. If later on you want to do all the work, hey, you know what? I got leaders on my team, and I appreciate the fact that they do the work now. But at the beginning, they were not allowed. They were coachable, right? They were just sitting there pretty with a smile hostess. So, Todd, what do you think about this analogy? Do you think people can understand what I just said?
I love it. I've always done the one where you're a tour guide at Disney, right? And your job is to walk people around the park. Your job is to show them the park. Take them over to Space Mountain. Take them over to the Indiana Jones ride. Introduce them to the characters, Mickey, Donald Duck, Lion King, right? And there's only one rule. If I catch you trying to sell anybody a ticket, you're fired. Your job is not to sell them a ticket. Your job is to show them around. But I like the hostess thing even better because I think even more people, there's a faster story, by the way, and more people can even relate that your job is only to say how many in your party, get you a table, hand you the menus, and can I order? No, you can't. Not with me. That's not my job. My job, I've already done my job. I love that analogy. I think that analogy absolutely rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to find something that relates to everybody because I think everybody goes out to restaurants. So I'm teaching that out to my partners because they want to learn everything. He said, Danny, can you give me a tour of the back office? I'm like, for what? Yeah. Danny, can you show me this? For how does the binary what? You get paid to refer and you make money when your team refers. Case closed. That's it. That's the comp plan. You refer, you get paid. They refer, you get paid. Everything else is just extra cheese. Keep it simple. Simple. And people get caught up with like, yeah, you earn that amount of points. I have one partner and she asked me so many questions about points. Man, I got confused myself. I got confused myself. You know, they ask you so many questions about points. I was like, is it a loyalty point? Is it a travel point? What's the travel point again? Loyalty is when you book yourself. Travel is when you monthly. Man, I got confused myself. I said, you know what? I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I like it. We're gonna go back to simplicity. Ready? Okay. So this is me and Gina. That's our ocean next to where we ate breakfast. That's the champagne we drank. That's the breakfast they brought us. That's my tea kettle there, right? They did this every day. I paid $99.
That's it. Last thing I'll say real quick. I had a prospect on the phone. Man, he was asking me question after question after question. And then I said, wait a minute, how did you catch me, you know, answering all these questions? I must be half asleep. So I said, hold on a second. You know what? You caught me in a week time because I'm answering all your questions because nobody, I never do this. He's like, oh, how much would it cost to go to Bali? I'm like, I don't know. Become a member and you'll find out. I'm not a travel agent. He's like, oh, come on, just show me a price. I'm like, I don't know the date, the hotel, the year you want to go. I can't give you a price. He's like, come on, please, please, please. And he called me in a weak moment. So then I said, okay, you know what? Hold on a second. So I look up, I come back to him. I said, you know, it's going to come back to about $20 a day. And I showed him a price on Expedia. He's like, oh my God. I said, okay, you're going to sign up now? He goes, well, hold on. How do I know that this is the best plan? I said, oh, you gotta be. Oh, and then I started cursing. I can't curse right here. I said, no, man, you gotta be. Beep, 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 beep. You just took me on a 5-minute road trip that I didn't want to go to, do things I don't like to do. You called me on a week time. And I said, you know what? The reason you're looking at pricing is because you don't make money. Okay? Can we stop talking about travel and talk about money for a second? I go, let me help you make money and you don't have to worry about nothing else. He's like, yeah, but how can I promote something? That was the key sentence. How can I promote something that I'm not even sure of? I said, exactly. Stop asking me questions, become a member, and then we'll talk. He goes, oh, you're right. Case closed. But he took me on that fairyland for a minute. Right? He took me on that joyride. Guys, do not go on that joyride. Okay? Tell people we have something great. If they want to see what it is, they need to try it for themselves, right? Because just giving them pricing, $1, $2, $30, free, it don't make a difference to them. At the end of the day, they have to try it.
Yeah, and I love that. When you first said prices, you say, well, if you follow the plan, it costs you nothing. So, I mean, if you follow the plan, right? And the plan is to go get 3, help your 3 get 3. We're actually paying you to go there, right?
I mean, it's as simple as that. Make money. The membership is free. You making money. You don't have to worry about traveling for $20 a day anymore. Like I mean, at the end of the day, hey, everything is good. But he couldn't comprehend all that. He was like, oh yeah, I don't know this. And I'm like, listen, you know what? Just sign up and then you'll see for yourself. But those were my tips for today. So people that are in the Zoom, give me a thumbs up if you guys wrote it down. Wrote down the tips of the day, and you guys are going to apply it, okay? Because Todd said amazing things today.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Get thumbs up here. Go ahead.
All right. So if you guys don't apply this thing, we're going to be really sad. but we will be sad on the beach, okay? Don't get me wrong. We'll be sad on the beach that you're not there with us because you did not apply what we're teaching you, okay?
So, Danny, you were talking about how do I know? Just try it, right? Well, it made me think of we were in Madrid. We went and did the 360 experience. They got the whole glass bottom thing. So if you look at that, right, it's glass bottom, glass all around it, right? How do I know that's going to hold me? How do I know that's strong? Well, go out there and try it.
and now you get to live to let us know that it does work.
It does work. It does work.
Yes. I'll give it back to you, Todd.
I appreciate that, Danny.
Apply.
Yes, absolutely. Keep it simple. As Danny said, apply. I love the example of the hostess, do your job, know what your job is. Your job is to ask people a question. And it's so simple, guys. Everywhere you go, this entire trip, every cab I got into, every breakfast I had, every excursion we went on, we bumped into people here. We bumped into people there. When we were we were in Madrid, we were up on the rooftop. And we were having dinner up there. I mean, I literally had people come up and say, hey, can you take our picture? Sure, I'd be happy to take your picture. Snap. Can we take your picture? Sure. Where are you from? What are you doing? Next thing you know, they're asking me about the travel club. Hey, tell you what, put your number in my WhatsApp. I'll send you info. Guys, this is not complicated. I didn't sit there and try to pitch them, close them on the spot and get into binary leveling. I just said, hey, obviously you like to travel. Hey, we got this club. Hey, that sounds kind of good. Well, I'll tell you what, you put your info in there. I'll send you the info. If you dig it, great. If not, that's okay too. Yeah, and then move on, right? And then invite them to the Facebook page, follow up, be consistent, right? But again, just know where we are. We're at the very beginning, the very genesis. The company continues to get better. Now, if I were to go back just 3 weeks ago, the company and the getaways alone, just the getaway category alone, we've always talked about 2,000 resorts. Well, they actually added up all of the weeks. It was 19,120 weeks that we had available in just getaways alone. That's not world tours. That's not free trip incentive. That's not hotels. That's just in the getaways category alone. Since then, the company's expanded the inventory by roughly 430,000 weeks. So we went from 19,000 weeks, which is incredible. Nobody has that. To now we have over 450,000 something weeks that are available. Are we done? No. The company's going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to put the trainings with the world tours. We're at the very genesis. The top 100 income earners have not even heard about the company yet. In most parts of Europe, no one's heard of us. We got nobody in Germany. We got nobody in Poland. We got nobody in Romania. We got nobody, for all practical matters, in Spain, right? I mean, when I was in Spain, hey guys, we had a huge group here, but this is all of Spain. When we were in France, yeah, we had a room full of people, but that was all of France. I don't think France constitutes 800 people. And last time I checked, it's a little bigger. And some of those people in France were from the United States. Some were from Dubai. Some were from Switzerland. Some were from Spain. Some were from other places, right? I mean, so again, we have people there from everywhere. We are still at the very beginning, but we have something. There's not a single company out there like us that you can point to. Aha, they're just like us. Our ability to help people make money. Our comp plan is very aggressive, especially on the front side here. We're doing things that no one else is doing out there in the form of compensation. By the way, I know we happen to have a couple other people on here. I wanted to grab. I didn't realize they'd actually come on. I'm going to grab Norm real quick. Hey, Norm, I just made you a co-host. I see that we got Miss Alicia Davis here. I'm going to grab Miss Davis here. We're going to make her a co-host. I want to go to a couple of people here as we just kind of share. I'm going to grab my man, Dean Harvey. This is a guy, by the way, he came to New Orleans and then he went home, washed his clothes. He went to Puerto Vallarta. Then he went to Arizona. And then he went to New Orleans, Paris, right? I mean, this is a guy getting all over the place, right? So we got Norm, we got Dean, we got Alicia. So guys, welcome.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good to be back. Good to be back in the States. We're going to go ladies first. So Miss Davis, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys?
Incredible. If you don't mind, I guess for some people that are maybe new out there, because we get new people on these calls every week, some of your thoughts about the training today, some of your thoughts about your own personal experiences, including your own breakthrough going to Dubai.
Okay, so the training was awesome today, as it is every week. I learned something new every week. So I think since I've started 10 months ago, I've been on just about every Saturday morning call because this was brand new for me, something new. I didn't know about network marketing, how to do it. So I get on every single Saturday and I learn something new every week. So get on the training calls for one and learn how to actually do it if this is not something you're familiar with. So I started this business because I was on a trip to Dubai with my aunt who's been in the business for a couple of years, and she had an opening, somebody canceled. I went to Dubai with her. She got us in a hotel room and showed me how I was able to go for $89. A few more family members signed up, and 10 months later, here I am, a one-star director. I reached out to Deborah Taylor, Ambassador Deborah Taylor. She's been training me, showing me what to do because I didn't have a clue. And it's been working. So I'm a one-star director, and I'm constantly telling people and learning from you guys and actually traveling. I've been on, I think, 6 or 7 trips. I've been on 3 world tours, and I have another one planned in November. Well, 2 planned in November. So I'm actually using the product. So that's been big for me, being a product of the product, because my friends are seeing me on social media. I use social media a lot, So every time I take a trip, I overload them with pictures and videos. And when I'm not on a trip, I use you guys stuff like you guys said today in training. Somebody contacted me and they was like, girl, you in Paris now? They thought I was in Paris because I was posting so many of everybody else's stuff. So I just do it that way, and it's been working for me so far, and so good.
That's fantastic. And by the way, congratulations to you, your team, your whole family, because I know that your whole family took the trip to Punta Cana and had the family reunion there. I mean, how many were there? 20, how many?
It ended up being 19. 23 were scheduled to go. My sister and her family of 4 missed the plane, so 19 of us were there in Punta Cana.
Wow, 19
Yep.
people. Absolutely incredible. Well,
Yeah.
Dean, I see we got you here with your Mickey shirt. And of course, your good buddy, Daryl Maria Roberts, they were at Disney just yesterday. Of course, for those who don't know, Daryl's a little bit under the weather today. So he's actually been watching the training call. I talked to him a couple times today, but just not feeling 100%. He says I'm fine, just a little bug and a little tired. So since he's been covering me for the last couple of weeks as we've been in Europe, I said, hey, take the day off, buddy. Well deserved. It. Appreciate your love to get healthy. But hey, Dean, give us some updates on you, my friend.
Well, first of all, it sounds like Daryl's just having too much fun, and he just needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, he got run down in Kona. He was in Kona, Hawaii. He got run down in Kona.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him. Yes, I do. You had all these great leaders on here today. It's really kind of hard to follow when you have all the leadership. What I can say is do what they do, because that's what I'm doing. I've been following you guys, and I watch what you do. And I'm following the game plan. It's been laid out for us. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Similar to what Ryan was saying earlier, his aha moment was, over a year ago when he was in Cancun. Well, mine was when I went to the world tour in New Orleans. That was my first world tour. It's not the first time I used the product, because my wife and I, Misa, we took a lot of mini trips, and we used the travel platform, and we did those things. But the world tour was different, especially with it being attached to an event. And it just changed a lot of things. I always had desire, but as Daryl and Marie Roberts would say, that burning desire is what I have now. And I've just been shooting ever since then. As you mentioned, Todd, I've now been on 3 world tours. I use the product. I'm a product of the product. My wife is on board. That's a real important thing. When you have your significant other on board with you in anything in life, that's always a plus. So she's 100% behind me, and we're all in. So I plug into these Saturday morning trainings as well. The team is growing. I see ambassador in my sights. That's all I see is ambassador. The other places are going to be nice stops along the way, but that's where I'm going. And the little things that I didn't feel comfortable with in the beginning, in the beginning, all I did was share this with family, friends, associates, people that I knew some kind of way. But I'm much like Danny and the other leaders, Todd, you're saying that, every time I get in an Uber, I'm exchanging information. Every time I go to a restaurant and there's someone that's giving me good service and I see that they have that spark in them, I'm sharing information. I'm getting their numbers. The one thing that really kind of tickled me is I was in Daryl's home state of Las Vegas, Nevada, and a guy was trying to present a timeshare to me, and I flipped it on him. I said, man, if you want to get out this hot sun and, do that from the comfort of your home or in the shade, I got a better opportunity for you. And we've been in contact with one another. I don't have them in yet, but if I didn't introduce it to him, I had 0 chance of getting him in. But by doing it, I now have an opportunity, and I have an opportunity to give someone else a blessing. And that's how I look at this, is that I'm offering blessings to people.
Amen.
So I know we're at the end of the hour, and I don't want to take up too much time, but that's kind of my story. Is I'm just on fire, and I see ambassador in my sights.
Well, and your viewpoint is exactly correct. I mean, when you go out there and you invite someone to join our company, You're not just inviting someone to come join my deal, or I want to make $50 off you. You're inviting someone an opportunity to, again, travel the world for pennies, travel the world for free. You're offering someone an opportunity to change their life. And you're extending an invitation to join that club. And many people won't take that invitation. That's fine. Just like when you walk around a restaurant, going back to Danny's analogy, and you say, would you like to see a dessert menu? No, I'm good. I'm good. Would you like coffee at the end of the dinner? Would you like coffee? No, I'm okay. I mean, the waitress and waiter don't take it. But why, Dean? What's wrong with my coffee? You got something against coffee? I mean,
You know, Todd, the one other thing that I'm real comfortable with now is no's. No does not bother me at all. When I hear a no, to me, it just means they're not ready. That's all it means. And then I retouch those no's. I come back and I retouch them. The no's that I received, we got 2 days left on this triple bonus. I'm not trying to introduce this to new people in these last 2 days. I'm going back to the ones that I've already touched, someone that I've already talked to, and that, you know, they said no, but you could see that they could use this opportunity. They really could. So those are the ones I'm going back to. Those are the ones that I'm saying, hey, you know, I'm coming back, you know, is there some more questions that you have? I can get you on the phone with one of the top leaders and we can get you in today. And that's where I'm at.
yeah, absolutely incredible. By the way, speaking of top leaders, we have Ambassador Deborah Taylor here. In fact, Ambassador Taylor, I didn't know if you were back. I thought maybe you were still in Venice, but I saw you on here on the training. I was surprised to see. I just saw you a second ago because you commented on someone's thing in the comments there, but would love to have you come on if you're able to and share with everybody a little bit about your trip to Venice, your trip to Paris, your trip to Louis Vuitton. I mean, your team's blowing up. I mean, you are an absolute example of what people want to do right now. Okay, yeah, but okay. She has an ear. Okay.
Hey Todd, how you doing, Todd?
I'm doing good, Deborah. I just saw your note here, so don't worry, get better, and I hope you feel better.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. I put a lot of things into dream trips, but I came back, just found out I came back with a very bad ear infection, and they claiming it's from flying. And so my eardrum is kind of messed up. So I can't hardly hear you guys. But the training was phenomenal today. I have earplugs in trying to hear. But Venice was amazing, but Paris was awesome. The Louis Vuitton experience was, I mean, every ambassador ought to have that experience. I know the men's wives will have it, but Danny had no problem in getting his Louis Vuitton experience. I think he enjoyed it as much as we did. People thought we were celebrities. I mean, at one point somebody says, that Kim Kardashian? Because of all the young women who were there. Adela was amazing. We arrived. They were standing outside waiting on us to escort us in. People were taking pictures like we were the paparazzi. Being the only African-American besides Danny, female was an experience in itself. I am looking forward to Alicia and Renethia and Dr. Phyllis and I mean, Jennifer and all of those who, Kathy, all of those who are continuing to rank up to be in those positions next year. And Dean and his wife and Norm and his wife. And I mean, I'm just looking forward to Kayla and just all of us being able to have that experience. I just unpacked my purse. I'm not even going to tell you what it cost. But and then I went back in Venice and I bought the $610 wallet with my bonus money that I had gotten from David Hart. David Hart, our laughing joke together is I love to spend David's money, and I do, probably much as Adela does. And so I treated myself to a $610 wallet and to match my very expensive purse. But it was just great. Venice was great. The canals. I learned how to catch the boat there, and all of his history. I mean, it's just an amazing to be able to have this type of opportunity, especially since Danny says 65 is the good retirement age, and I'm 65, right? So I'm living the dream at 65. You know, I'm getting all of my pension, my Social Security, but I'm actually just living the dream through Trevorium, being over $100,000 earner. And you know what makes it amazing is that 4 years ago I started as an unemployed government worker. And so to all of you out there, if I can do it in my 60s, I was almost 61 when I started this business. I know that in 4 years, Alicia can be an ambassador. I know that Kayla can be an ambassador. I know that all these young people can be an ambassador. They know much more about social media, much more about this lifestyle than I do. And so I thank God for you, Todd and David and Daryl and Maria and all the leaders. I'm constantly learning and I'm enjoying. I didn't really want to be an ambassador, but I'm sure enjoying the ride. So it has, I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to take my family, my granddaughter, my daughter, my great granddaughter. All of us will be going to Cancun as a family. We're going to actually stay through the world tour. And then we're going to get a 3-bedroom penthouse at the Fives. So we're going to be there all the way through your birthday, my husband's birthday, and our wedding anniversary. So we're going to stay from September 28th to October 6th. And it's because of Trevorium. All of my children are business partners on their father's leg of business. And, you know, we created a memorial fund out of that. And so we get to enjoy the value of his points as well. And so by them all having their own site, they get their own room and I get my room. And we're just going to see everybody in Cancun.
By the way, absolutely amazing story, Ambassador Deborah Taylor. Well deserved as far as you becoming an ambassador, 6-figure income earner. I love the fact you went and bought the $610 wallet in Venice because, as you heard from Danny, there's a lot of people that they don't got even $50, let alone $610 to put in a wallet. And here you're buying a $610 wallet. And so, I mean, it just goes to show that you can, you know, start from anywhere, you being unemployed in all the different circumstances and build. And by the way, I don't know if I don't know if I've shared that video yet, but I have video of what Ambassador Deborah Taylor was describing. When we're in Paris, it's the 4-story tall Louis Vuitton. It's the busiest Louis Vuitton in the world. Okay. It's Paris. I mean, we're down on the Rodeo Drive of Paris. It's called the Champs Elysees or whatever it is, something like that. Anyway, there is a line all the way down, people having to wait their turn just to get into this Louis Vuitton. Our black limousine bus pulls up. Half of the staff is outside waiting. I got video. Half of the staff is outside waiting for us. As Adela Hart walks up, they start hugging David. They twirl Miss Adela round and round, and they begin to hug all of our ambassadors as they escort them into the place. And the people who are waiting all the way down the street, waiting their turn, they start taking pictures, like wondering, who are these people? I mean, they're like, I mean, are these famous people? I mean, most people never, ever get an experience where you get to shut down the busiest Louis Vuitton store in the world and walk in there like you own the place. You're a rock star. They're serving you champagne, macaroons, cappuccinos, and anything you want. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Taylor, we'll get that for you right away. I mean, most people never get that. It was absolutely incredible. I caught part of that on video, Deborah.
Yeah, it was. And my shopper took me to a private salon and just laid out all the purses. She took me, walked me through. Then she laid out all the purses that I liked, right? But of course, I picked the most expensive one from when I walked in the door. But I like big purses. I have a big purse. Everybody kept teasing me like, why is your bag bigger than everybody else's? I like big purses. And I got the matching scarf. It was the only matching scarf at the store. And then I got the only matching wallet in Venice. So I guess God just wanted me to have first. But I have the video too, and I made a little short video. But I mean, they treated Adela just like she was. I mean, she could have been Kim Kardashian's mama. I don't know. But it really was. And I just want all of the people on screen for you and your wives to have that experience. It was just awe-striking. And it was life-changing for me.
Yeah, and that's a big part of, I think, what the company's about. It's a place where people get to go have experiences that, quite frankly, they may never have. This is a place where ordinary people with above average ambition, right? Average people with above average ambition can make dreams come true. You can go stay at the Wynn. You can go stay at the Grand Hyatt. You can stay at these places that, quite frankly, most people would never stay at because they're just too expensive. But here you can trade in your points, go for virtually nothing. You can be unemployed like Ambassador Deborah Taylor and work your way to the point where you're a six-figure income earner, walking into the four-story tall Louis Vuitton, a place everyone else is lined up around the block just hoping to get in. You get to walk in like you own the place. It's those kinds of experiences that Dave and Adela go out of their way to give people. That's just like, wow, how incredible is this? And it's just, and when you have that experience, it boggles the mind when you think about some of the people you talk to that says, yeah, I got to think about it. I'm not sure. You're like, okay. I'm sitting
Yes.
poolside drinking champagne. I'm like, okay, you go ahead and think about it. All right. So anyway, hey, get better, Ambassador Deborah Taylor. We're praying for you, praying for Daryl, both to get mended up, get healed up. I got my man Norm on here. We're going to close with Norm. Norm, you said you got a great story for me. Share it with everybody, bud.
Got a good one. Just quick note. We'll be taking our second world tour to Hawaii in November. So I look forward to see you and everybody, the crew there out there, Todd. Taking my 98-year-old aunt with us. So kind of a small family affair.
Sure.
But I'm going to make this quick. I know we're running at the bottom of the hour. And this is a word that you never know. Okay, now what do you mean you never know? Well, with my job, we do a lot of work for school systems. So I had to go into one school yesterday. And I talking with the lady at the front desk. And so, I got the information I needed. And some guy came in and gave her $20. And I said, oh, that's for your vacation fund, isn't it? And she said, no, it's starting a sunshine fund. So I said, oh, when you going on vacation? She said, I would love to go on vacation. So just talking. So I wrote two numbers down. I wrote $3.99 and $14.95. And I said, read these two numbers. I said, I'm in a travel club. I'm going to Hawaii in November. $3.99 is what I'm paying. The $14.95 is what Booking.com had, because I went and actually pulled up information for the Beachcomber. And that was the cheap room. I didn't go for the $1,400 a day room, but I went to the $1,000 a day room. So I got her information. I sent her some info. I gave her the leader in travel. And so then I was through. So I had to get ready to leave, right? So I turned around. I started walking out the door. All of a sudden, I see this arm stuck out to the left. And the lady had a mask on. You thought COVID just showed up. But, she stuck her arm. I had a piece of paper in her hand. And I said, first I thought it was, her and some other network marketing company trying to, get me in. And so I took the paper and said, oh, you want the information on the travel club too? He said, yes. So you never know who's listening when your story is being told to somebody else. Because I knew she was there, but I wasn't thinking about her. Then I left to go out and try and get in my truck and get back, go wherever I was going. And the lady was coming up the steps. And I was teasing with her because she had JSU, which is Jackson State University, and I go to Tuskegee, which are two HBCU schools. So, I just started bantering with her as we generally do, HBC, schools generally do. So then I got into a conversation about travel with her. And she was saying, well, no, she said she wanted to go to a homecoming at another school, but she said, I can't take the time off because I don't get paid. I said, well, I can show you how to take the time off and still get paid. So I ended up getting her information and giving her the website. So in a span of probably 30 minutes, I ended up with three numbers, two that I've solicited, one that was unsolicited. And by the way, Todd, I'll probably be calling you today with three calls. But
Fantastic.
anyway, so I'm just saying, I'm telling people this is that you never know who is listening to your conversation, your story. Because I gave them a quick story of how, the travel club and just a synopsis. And so just be excited, be energetic. And like I said, you may walk somebody and they may stick their arm and say, here's my number. I want the information as well. And with that, I'm going to back off of this because I know we're on the bottom side of the hour and we got to close this puppy on out.
All right. Hey, Norm, by the way, great story. You never know who's listening. Talk to anybody, everybody. Congratulations on booking your second world tour to Hawaii. Look forward to seeing you there, my friend. Your 98-year-old aunt. How cool is that? Dean, Ms. Davis, Ambassador Deborah Taylor, Danny, Ryan, everyone else that contributed to the call today. Thank you so much. It's good to be back in the States. It was obviously a blast being overseas, but good to be back in the States. Of course, we'll be on the road to some other place here. We'll be seeing a lot of you in Cancun in less than a month right now. So that's going to be incredible. So with that, do not forget that we have our fireside chat with Ambassador Deborah Taylor and Pastor Mel tomorrow. Don't know if we'll have Ambassador Deborah on there because of the ear, but we'll have a fireside chat tomorrow. And then keep in mind, you have until tomorrow night to close out the triple bonuses. Every phone call counts. Every moment counts. Every text counts. Go, 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 go. With that, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Till then, God
Take
bless.
care.
Bye, everybody.